Best for you.
Okay, we're
Want
going.
me to talk again?
Yeah.
We'll talk again.
What are you doing?
Well, we rode this boat all last season, and oftentimes we noticed that the wind, because a navogue has a very high, sits very high in the water, and the wind would push us around. And we thought, why don't we have the wind push us to our benefit? So we had made the boat with the traditional mast partner, which also stabilizes and strengthens the bow section. But I just made a mast step out of this old piece of yellow cedar, and you may or may not be able to see the grain there. This tree, I mean, there's one or two, even two growth rings per millimeter. This tree was might have been a couple of thousand years when it was taken down, and of course I've mixed feelings about that. I'm almost reverential, totally reverential, when I work with wood of this quality, and I'm determined not to waste any bit of it, to do justice to it. But also I realize that I'm part of the market which is driving the stuff to be commercially extinct in my lifetime, which is heart-wrenching. So the net effect is my shop is full of little chunks that are too small to do anything, but I can't bear to throw them away. Silly. So oh goody, it's raining.
Almost lunchtime.
Yeah. So to find the right spot for the mast step, I forget if somebody showed me this trick or not, but I have a piece of tubing, PVC pipe, which is the same outside diameter as the mast. Pop it into the mast step, or in the mast partner, and into the mast step. And now, as you can see, if you're looking a little more from this angle, I can control a little bit the angle of the mast. These things tend to be swept aft a little bit. Well, or I've seen them both ways. I've seen the boat that Paddy DeHora sent me some pictures. The mast was essentially perpendicular to the partner. We could do it like that, or it's a little more swept aft. I'm going to do it like that, and now I can center it. Then I can look off of the bow to see if the thing's cocked off in one direction or another. It seems to be a little bit to port, which means I'm going to bring the mast step a little bit to bring it over to starboard. How's that look? That looks
Looks a little starboard to me.
That's a little starboard. Yeah. We're going to diddle around with this for a bit. How about that?
A little bit more what you just did.
Okay. See the advantage of having a spare set of eyes?
Yeah.
Particularly because if you're on a roll and you're getting used to success, you stop questioning yourself.
Yeah.
And that's when mistakes occur. So
And
it's always good to
remembering
have
that our boat is not quite level. I think that's right.
How does that look when I bring her very nearly level?
I think that's bang on.
Okay. I'll mark that around the base with a pencil, and then we'll decide exactly how we're going to lash that to the frame. Now, with that extra keelson, of course, there's a fair amount of force. Well, great deal of force sometimes that's concentrated at the foot of the mast. So we have to make sure that that is securely fastened, that it's not going to, it can have a little bit of movement because it's lashed, but it's not going to slew or come loose or otherwise damage the boat. So I think we may stop there for a second and sort of contemplate. Yeah, I can see it's dead in line with the stem. Now maybe the stem is a little crooked, but we can second guess ourselves to death. Now the next thing we're going to do, we're going to leave that for a sec, is locate the stretchers, the foot braces. Now these are a little over-engineered compared to it's you.
They're beautiful.
They are beautiful. 3. It's yours. There's number 2. Number 1. 2. Now I made these out of this lovely old, what have I just done? Don't tell me I haven't made a tragic mistake.
Oh.
No, I just reversed them.
Yeah.
Normally, these things are just a 2x2, just a square piece let into square pieces fastened to the frame. But I went a little bit more Gucci this time because we have a wide variety of people rowing these things. So, and we all have different leg lengths. So what we're going to do is we're going to gingerly sit in our accustomed place, our usual place, and see what the optimum foot position is, and that'll be the median. And then from there, we'll lash the things in. Well, I'm going to cut mortises, measure and cut mortises on the underside of the frame. Well, sorry, thinking while I'm talking, and thinking with my mouth and making no sense. But I'll mark the underside on this surface, and then cut a rabbet so we have a mechanical connection to the frame, and then we're going to lash it in place. But with this in place, as we can see, we can vary our foot stretchers to suit the leg length of the person concerned. So a little bit Gucci, and it kind of flies a bit in the face of my constant assertion that these are workboats and not yachts. But at the same time, this is a lovely old piece of yellow cedar that I salvaged from a construction project when my kids were at daycare. There was this a sandbox made out of this beautiful yellow cedar. You just weep to think of such a beautiful wood being used for that purpose, but what the hell. So when we were doing the renovation, putting in a new playground, my demolition bar slipped, and I saw the telltale gleam of yellow cedar. So I asked him, "Are you gonna throw that away?" Because I'll take that off your hands. And again, beautiful close grained wood.
Yeah.
And so I've left a little bit of the paint on the outside deliberately, just to remind myself, because the story is part of the boat as well, just to remind myself of this wonderful daycare that my kids were at. The staff were frankly far better suited to their jobs than many of the teachers they met later on in life. Far more competent. So yeah, just something to remind myself of those days and where the wood came from, acknowledge its story as well as our own. So yeah, now we're one at a time. We're going to take off our shoes, gingerly sit in there, and as you can see, the seat posts are lashed in place and pegged in top. That again will communicate more of the stresses more evenly through the frame. So we're going to climb into the boat barefooted, sit, mark where our foot braces should go, cut and lash them. Probably also, if we have time, lash the mast step in place, and that will be the frame pretty much ready for the skin, which I can't wait. I need to be out on the water.